Welcome back. People wanting to learn about the history of migration in Germany can now go to a museum which doesn't physically exist. The Documentation Centre and Museum on Migration in Cologne, or DOMID, has created a virtual museum allowing access from anywhere in the world. Well, Sandra Vacca is a project manager and she joins us now from Cologne. Welcome to Euronews. Thanks very much for talking to us. So first of all, just tell us why it was so important to set up this museum.
Well, I think we've been hearing a lot of discourses on migration that have been focusing on hate and racism, and it is important to have other perspectives, other narratives out there, and above all, to have the voices of migrants outside in the world to actually counterbalance all this hate speech we've been experiencing.
So why not create a real museum? Why a virtual museum?
Well, actually, we're not choosing between a real and a virtual museum. We have both as projects. We are realizing a real museum. We are currently discussing this with the city of Cologne, the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and the federal government. But the virtual museum is aimed at reaching a bigger audience, a different audience, maybe people who cannot come to us, people who have maybe no contact to the topic at all. It allows us to go into schools when schools cannot come to us. It allows us to experiment as well a little bit with the format. So it's not a classic museum, it's a city landscape you can go through and discover buildings. So it's got a more playful kind of dimension that you might not have in a real museum with walls.
And we're seeing some pictures of this virtual museum. Just explain to us what people will find when they go there.
Basically, you can download an app and you can walk through to city landscape where you can actually enter buildings, and each building is representing a topic. So you'll have a school for education and migration, you'll have a factory to talk about work and migration, you'll have 9 topics in total. And in those buildings, you'll find objects and topics, subtopics that, tell the history of migration and how migration influences our everyday lives and how it shapes society and how it has always been. On top of this, you have the possibility to travel through time. So you can actually explore the evolution through time back and forth between 1945 and the present days. So you have 3 time periods you can choose from. So basically you have this multi-dimensional aspect that we thought was quite exciting to realize.
Oh, sounds fascinating. Sandra Vacca, thank you very much for talking to us here at Euronews.